Hey, what's going on, everyone? Back with another knife overview. Today we are going to be looking at the BloodOath instruments. It's a collaboration that BloodOath Instruments did with Anti-Watch Watch Club, or AWWC. This is the box that it came in. Simple cardboard. They give you a sticker there. I thought it was kind of interesting, the other piece of literature in with this knife. It says, how to use your BloodOath blade. 1. Please use it in a manner that is consistent with a cutting tool. MREs and Amazon boxes don't need you to use this knife as a pry bar or screwdriver. Number 2. See above. 3. If step 1 and 2 are too much, visit our website and contact us for further guidance. So, I have not yet, but I may inquire about some further guidance with this one, but I don't know. We'll see how we do. Details on this. So this is going to be a prototype, actually. So I do work with the guys from Anti-Watch Watch Club, and so I was able to take a look at this prototype, which this is in 5CR, but most likely when this goes into production, it will be in D2. And before I get started on kind of the specs and my general overview, I just want to point out that, you know, this is not a commercial off-the-shelf knife. This is a straight collaboration that, you know, there's a lot of input from Anti-Watch Watch Club and the guys that are a part of that to design this knife. And it's pretty cool to see it come to fruition, and I'm really looking forward to this thing hitting the shelves. As far as the details on this go, so it's going to be around 7.5 inches overall. It has a 3.5-inch blade. I'm not sure of the MSRP yet, but I know that they're looking to keep it under $200. Obviously, a big part of that is depending on what kind of steel they end up using. Overall, I was able to spend some time with this knife. I took it kind of on this like off-road trip that I went to, or went on, and you know, just had it around the camp. Pretty impressed with it. And this is the sheath that it comes with. I do want to point out though, so this sheath is still very much a prototype. They are going to be slimming it down, so you know, when this actually hits the market and goes for sale, there's going to be a, you know, kind of slimmer sheath, one that's more in keeping with the size of this knife. So that's the sheath. Without further ado, I'm going to get into a couple size comparisons. I only brought 2 knives out, but here is the BloodOath as compared to a half-face blades Disaster Junior. Looks like that. And finally, as far as folders go, there it is as compared to a Chris Reeve large Sabenza 31. As you can see, it's a very small knife, but it's made to be small. You know, this should never be your primary tool that you have on you, but again, it's better than nothing. And the guys at AWWC and BloodOath, they wanted it to be under the radar, and you know, just something better than nothing, I think. But I really do appreciate the size of it. You know, the larger you go with fixed blades, unless you are kind of in the backcountry or backpacking, etc., just for like, you know, town and city carry, you want something that is very under the radar and kind of small like this. Small, slicey, and useful. All right, and with that, I'm going to get into my observations. The first observation that I had, which I thought was interesting, because they actually do some machining here to make it work, but this is actually a working QR code that will take you to BloodOath instruments. I confirmed it, you know, it does work. Used my iPhone to get there, but I've never really seen that on a knife. And it's funny, after just reviewing that Benchmade Narrows that literally puts the website for the patents that they have, this was kind of cool. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know, like, I mean, how many, you know, scratches can you get on it? Well, it still will take you to the website. I don't have that information, but I don't know. I've never seen that on a knife before, and I thought that was pretty cool. You know, as far as the design goes, and, you know, the graphics on here, so you have BloodOath's sign or symbol right there. On the other side, you have Anti-Watch Watch Club, so I think that's pretty cool. This knife is going to be full tang, and I will say the steel, I hope for the production version they keep how thick the spine is on this. Really cool. Like, a lot of times when you get a smaller fixed blade like this, the handle material will kind of take up most of the, you know, the knife's bulk, but this one does it all with the steel, and I think that's worth noting. There is some jimping on the spine. I would say so. It's of good quality, but I would actually like to see more, right? So, you know, I do have big hands, but I think anyone would be able to agree. Like if you're way down here on the knife, you just kind of feel very limited. Where this feels the best is if you choke up a little bit for that finer work, slicing, whatever. You're going to be holding it like this, and as you can see, my thumb only has about, you know, well, half of it has jimping, the other half doesn't. So I do like the quality of the jimping, but I'd like to maybe see this like doubled out to here, you know, giving you that really nice choked up grip. The next observation that I had was this very deep fuller on the blade right here, and it's on both sides. This fuller, I can confirm also, I did try to clean this up a little bit, but there's still stuff stuck in the fuller. The way that the fuller is cut into the blade, it kind of creates like a cliff. And, you know, whenever you're stabbing, cutting, whatever, particularly soft stuff, it has a tendency to take a core sample of whatever you're cutting. And, you know, hopefully when this eventually goes into production or, you know, a next run, etc., I would actually really like to see this fuller beveled so it kind of has more of a slope and it isn't such a sharp drop off, because whatever you stab, cut, etc., I mean, you have this huge shelf right here that everything is going to get stuck on and in, and it makes the knife get dirty really quickly and not very easy to clean. The next observation that I had was I really do enjoy the looks of this knife, and I wasn't sure at first how I would like it so much, but I do really think that the red pops, and it also helps locating this thing if you put it on the ground while you're working. Case in point, like I definitely put this down in the campsite that I was staying at, and took me a little bit to find it, but you know, using this red stripe, that was really cool. You know, kind of helps identify it. An all black knife, you know, if you actually use it in an outdoor setting, the chances of you losing it are great. And I guess like I do like the red stripe. I think it's kind of cool, but another cool iteration of this would be similarly to my RMJ Jackdraw, they actually sandwiched, so they did like red, well in my case they did orange G10 and then black on top, so you still have that contrast. I think that could be a really cool look for a future iteration of this, or even if you kind of did some like fins, like cut this away so it would just expose the red underneath. I think that could be a really cool look, and you know, who knows, maybe in the future that'll be something that they do. All right, the last observation that I had, certainly the most unique feature of this knife is going to be the pry bar right here, which is set at about a 45-degree angle. I have to admit I was a little skeptical about the usefulness of it at first, since it does double as a hand stop, but honestly it works, and I really could see it being useful. Most pry bars that I see on knives are kind of just sticking straight out so that, you know, you basically just reverse your grip and are able to do stuff. This, I was a little bit worried that my finger might get in the way of the cutting surface, etc. But, you know, I think, you know, it kind of creates the best of both worlds of using it as an index point when you're holding it, as well as, you know, smaller things that you're trying to pry. You could also use this as a flathead screwdriver. You know, even though that kind of contradicts what this says, this one's made for it. So I thought that was a really cool feature and kind of unique. I haven't seen that on many knives, certainly have not seen one that doubles as, you know, an index point for your hand. And that concludes my overview of the BloodOath / AWWC collab fixed blade. I don't have a date for when this one's going to be coming out, but, you know, definitely follow Anti-Watch Club on Instagram. They also have, you know, a really solid Facebook following. Check them out there. They're always dropping, you know, updates on these types of things. And they also, if you go to their website, they have some really cool swag. And like I said, it's a not-for-profit. They do a ton of things to support the veteran first responder community. So check them out. All in all, I'm really looking forward to this collaboration release. You know, I don't know if I said it before too, but both of these organizations, both BloodOath and AWWC, are veteran owned. And, you know, I think it's cool to support companies that in turn support the veteran or first responder community. So with that, appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you next time.